Last week, I preached a little on some pre-Christian thinkers about how Socrates, with the ancient Greek philosophers, discussed the coming of another. The coming of another Savior is expressed in a very ancient Hindu prayer. Buddha did not point to himself. He pointed to another. And kind of the fulfillment of all those peoples were John the Baptist, how he was the ultimate fulfillment. Like, no, not I. Another is going to come. And as we saw a few short days ago, that one that has been prophesied throughout human history was made manifest. I love the reading today that Nella did so well for us, right? It's such a great kind of the bow on the present that is the Lord. 1 John is almost echoing another 1 John. Whereas here it's a letter, we almost get this echoing, this mirror image of the first chapter of the Gospel of St. John. He has this beautiful prologue that we all know and love. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And I think about that word. It's a rather abstract notion, isn't it? How is it that like a word is something we long and hope for? You know, we can't really grapple with that. I can't pick up a word. I can't really, I might be able to see it on a page, but I can't smell it. I can't really taste it. You know, what is that? And I think that really echoes what these pre-Christian thinkers and religious leaders were dealing with. I almost imagine it like they were on their knees looking at this keyhole to divinity. Maybe they can suss some things out, grasp some things, but never really grasping the whole. And I love the antiphon, the last antiphon today. In the beginning, before time began, the Word was God. And it seems to stress this pre-Christian thought that, yeah, something's going to come, but we don't quite know what it is. Something's there, but that's all I can really tell you. Today, He is born, the Savior of the world. Today, He is born. He, what was once abstract to basically the majority of humanity, is now concrete. It's now realized. Now we finally have something to grasp and grapple with. I'm a big fan and big believer that we live in the sensible world. And a lot of you might be looking kind of funny at me, like, sensible? Didn't you just go through 2020? How could you call that a sensible year? 2021 was moderately better, but still, we wouldn't call it sensible, right? And what I mean by that is that we are people who live in the physical, tactile world. Sensible means able to be sensed, able to be grasped by one or more of our physical senses. Meaning, I can touch the ambo. I can smell the incense. I can hear the bells at Mass and the prayers of the priest. I can taste the Lord in the Blessed Sacrament of the Eucharist. I understand those things because I can reach out and touch them. That keyhole before to divinity is suddenly a lot wider. Suddenly, It's no longer a keyhole, but the true door to enter reality. And the image I keep going back to in my head time and time again is this image of this spear of Longinus going into the side of Christ. And I love that image. I think it's such a great image for today. That as the sword of that Roman soldier pierced the side of Christ, so too at the birth of Christ does the eternal pierce into time. It seems odd to equate these two, but there's this mirroring of life and death. Kind of like the reading today mirrors the prologue of John's gospel. Whereas John is writing about the pre-existent Word, Christ as the Word before God breathed life and existence into the cosmos. Now we see the ultimate fulfillment of that. This is what we proclaim to you. What was from the beginning, what we have heard, what we have seen with our eyes, the senses, what we have looked upon and our hands have touched, we speak of the word of life. It's this word that is no longer just an abstract concept, that's some vague desire of the human heart. It's a person we could know, love, touch, see, experience with all our senses. That is the ultimate promise of Christmas. That as the eternal God pierces through time to be with us, it does not just stay on that level. It's not just that God became man. It's that we should then rise to be like God. Not just another God, but to be fully with him in that vision we call beatific. To truly know and see the Lord, and like the Eucharist, when we receive and take and touch at Mass and bring the Lord into our very selves, when we die in that state of grace and are resurrected like Christ on that third day, we can be fully enveloped with him as well.